I'm a head of a game service AI division, and at the same time, head of a technical strategy division at Netmarble. Yes, and frankly, this is a little bit essence for me because, believe me or not, I'm one of a popular speaker in Korea, and I believe I do a very good speech in Korean, but I have to speak in English now, very nervous, and I frankly try to cancel this session several times because I just use this event to push my developer to develop on time my product, company product, and I said, yeah, I have to do some speech in USA. So you have to meet the schedule. And I just forgot to cancel it a little bit earlier. Last week, I tried that call to head over APAC at Google Cloud. And I said, I'm not happy. And I want to cancel this project. And I want to cancel this event. And they said, why? And your name already printed out everywhere, and you have to do that. And I said, oh, no. My presentation is not so popular. There is nobody want to attend that, but so many guys here. Yeah, thank you for joining this event. And yes, so I spent maybe 3 whole my days to prepare the material to share my experience of GCP and also my pleasant memory with Google PSO. So, but before do that, I just want to introduce Netmarble to you. To you familiar to Netmarble? Maybe Netmarble is a very big game company, but in Korea, #1. But in USA, I think everybody just know Kabam or Gem City. That is our branch. We acquired that companies. But Netmarble is not so popular. So I really want to introduce Netmarble. Then I will explain what kind of a thing we are doing for AI and machine learning. Then I just want to share what we did and some deep dive, some case study for maybe three case I prepared. Yes, this is Netmarble. It's our logo, and this is our main characters. The name is Kuku. It's something like mimic the voice when you are smiling. And believe it or not, this is dinosaur. Our chairman said that is dinosaur, but yeah, looks like a little bit crocodile, but anyway, that is dinosaur. Yellow color is our symbol color. And this is show our key titles from a Marvel, Transformer, and the Lineage 2, and Stone Age M, and Seven Knights, and everybody's Marvel. This is our key titles, our wallpaper. Still nervous. Yeah, we are using external IP to reduce marketing cost. So why we follow Marvel from Disney and maybe a Transformer from Hasbro. And at the same time, we try to make our own strong IP. Our strong, the Seven Knights, the center, this one is our original IP. And we bought Stone Age. And this is a modern Marvel, everybody's Marvel, and that is also our original IP. And this one is Lineage 2, one of a very popular IP, MMORPG IP. And we borrowed that from NCSoft, and we make a huge success in Korea. And maybe, I don't know, everybody see that TBCF. We are using Conan O'Brien for marketing this title in USA, but we expecting a huge success in USA, but not so much. We just tried but failed. Anyway, it's still we try our best to make a more bigger success in USA. This is our history. Netmarble is not young company. Netmarble was founded in 2000, and we are doing a PC mobile, a PC game developer and also a publisher. And we changed the whole direction from in 2013 from a PC to a mobile, and we succeeded, and we are continuously growing up so fast. We have a partnership with Tencent and NCSoft, and we acquired Gemcity, and we acquired Kabam. And we are going to bigger and bigger with innovation. For example, this title name is Cha Cha Cha. It's everybody's. This is the first casual game, mega hit game in Korea, and this is Monster Taming, and we make a standard of mobile RPG in Korea, and also we tried a real-time battle with 모두의 마법, everybody's marble, and this is phenomenal. It's a huge success. In this period, our market share in Korea is over 50%. It's crazy. And then we launched Lineage 2 Revolution. We expect more hardcore title will be popular in a mobile scene. So we launched MMORPG, and it also make a huge success. And we acquired Kabam and the Gemcity to crack in the USA market. You know, we are Korean, so it's really hard to understand what Western guys love. So we just find some simple solution using money and acquire some company. Yeah. Yes. This is our revenue growing graph. You know, it's crazy, right? And we maintain this slope continuously these days too. And last year we are number 3 publisher combining App Store and Google. And only for Google we are number 1, as far as I know. It's official, right? Yeah. This is numbers. We are very proud of that, and we are number 3 game publisher globally, and the revenue CAGR is 89%, and 68 million MAU is bigger than Korea total population, and we have 19 independent development studios, and yeah, we have over 3,000 developers in Korea. Maybe we are over 3,500, right? 4,000? It's growing up very fast. And the funny thing is, we just have only 4% global market share on mobile scene. We expecting maybe grow more faster, maybe 5 or 6 and 10. And my chairman always pushing us to get a more market share globally. And Netmarble ranked in global market very high place all over the world. And China, we didn't have any business yet because, you know, Korea and the China government has a political issue, and it's really hard to enter China market. But I think we can enter China market maybe this year. We're expecting that, and that will make a more bigger growth this year. And Korea is still number 1 market for us, but number 2 is North America, and number 3 is Japan. And we focusing on the Japan market this year to be number 1 in Japan. So yesterday we launched a new title, King of Fighter All Star, yesterday, and it looks like a very good start. Yes. This is our studio's chart, and I want to show you this because we have so many studios. That means we have a federal pipeline to develop many flagship titles. And that makes us doing business very aggressively. For example, last week we launched Stone Age M, and this week we launched King of Fighter All Star. Next month we will launch a new title maybe in Korea. Next month also we launch new title somewhere. We aggressively launch. Thank you. So, what are we doing with artificial intelligence and machine learning? So, I just want to explain Netmarble's uniqueness. We are leading a mobile game publisher from PC to mobile, and we still have a small PC business, and going to mobile. And at the same time, we are not focusing on one genre. We are doing some of a casual game, and at the same time, we still develop action RPG. And these days, we developing a MMORPG for making more bigger money. But still, we are searching a new genre or a new chance to grow up more faster. I think there is a big difference between us and the other mobile game company. Usually, general company just focusing on one genre or one title, but we do various genres for various targets, from a casual user to a hardcore, and from a simple puzzle game to MMORPG. We develop every kind of title. And we are multi-hits for many countries and for the world. Seven Knights, Marvel Future Fight, Lineage 2, King of Fighter, All Star. We are making a huge success in Korea, Southeast Asia, and Japan, and also United States. We're expecting more bigger. To do that, we do many things. Especially we are making various attempts in terms of game operation and marketing. In Korea, we define what is mobile game mass marketing. That means that we use all kinds of media channels, including TV and offline and billboard, for 2 weeks. We spend crazy money only for 2 weeks and make some branding. Then huge success. That is a simple formula in Korea for making huge money with a mobile title. We define that, and also at the same time, we are fast adopter of a global marketing trend. For example, performance marketing. In Korea, performance marketing is not so important. As I said, mass marketing dominate the market, mobile game market. So general Korean companies doesn't familiar to performance marketing. In here, performance marketing is major, and maybe a TV commercial or billboard is not major, right? I don't know. Looks like. But in Korea, we collecting all kinds of information about mass marketing, and outside of Korea, we are adopting a performance marketing trend. And also in Japan, Japan is a very, very unique place. That is very, very hard to understand why this kind of method is working and why this is not working. It's really, really hard to understand. But we try to make a success in Japan during several years, and we collecting all kinds of information. And finally, we obtained, currently, now we believe we are almost has the same ability as, Japan company. So, Netmarble's strengths for AI and machine learning will be various mass data and the operation know-how. We have various genre data, various market, various marketing methods, various operations, casual to hardcore from Asia to Europe and North America, performance marketing based on mass data, and the fast adaptation to Japan marketing specialty, and maintaining flagship title for inside of top 10 revenue chart over 5 years. We collecting that kind of data for 5 years. That is our special weapon, and we believe that is a key difference between Netmarble and other game company. Phew. But, that kind of data is important. I think that is important because, console title usually enjoying method is just one thing, right? Conquer and see the ending. Mobile game is quite different. It's based on it's free-to-play to maximize exposure. At the same time, we prefer all kind of content to maintain retention rate, high retention rate. Somebody really love competition, somebody really love community, somebody really love challenging, somebody really love power. So we prepare every kind of content in one title to maximize our success possibility. That is Netmarble's way. So, this blue shape is Korea, and this is Brazil, and this is USA, Taiwan. Same title, same balance, one build, but every country enjoy that different way. It's really funny. And this is a time axis, and this is a number of try enjoy the content. Blue one is Korea, and the purple one is USA. Huge difference. The easiest way to conquer or be a number one at some title, there is some most efficient way exists. But anyway, US guys play differently, Korean guys play differently, everybody is differently. We have that kind of deep in-game data. I believe it's really powerful weapon for us. But problem is, we have a huge legacy of published business from PC side. So that is why we have a very good relationship with the Google Cloud, and we hope to change our legacy to a cloud trend as soon as possible. And we need a huge help from maybe Google PSO. So, because of the rapid transition from a PC to mobile, there are so many legacy on a PC game side, and the games of architecture is not suitable for mobile cloud, and also our analytics is not suitable for mobile, and we're changing everything as soon as possible. And I think if we can change our platform to a public cloud like Google GCP, and if we can combine everything with the data we have, I think we can be a very strong AI and machine learning company, maybe. Can be. So, Netmarble launched the NARC earlier this year to develop new business, new AI business with this data and our operation know-how. I know NARC means a little bit drug-related thing in here, but I said I don't use this name, but anyway, my chairman decided to use this one. NARC means Netmarble AI Revolution Center. And the revolution is our keyword for marketing. And we hire Junyoung Lee, 17 years. He works at IBM TJ Watson Research Center, and he has maybe a father of maybe one of the fathers of Watson, and everybody hates Watson anyway. Junyoung Lee is currently the head of NARC, and at the same time CTO of Netmarble. He is leading every change at technical side. Yeah, our R&D strategy is very simple. We have to make AI-based game development with using AI technique. And we want to make a more better operation with AI solutions. Yes, you know, this chart said we can do everything. We will do everything, but yeah, we already make some progress at reinforcement learning. Everybody try that, but we try reinforcement learning to solve our balancing problems. And also, we are making a game simulator to use the AI technique. And at the same time, we are doing some big data analysis on a Google Cloud Platform GCP with a BigQuery. And the user acquisition data and the user profile data, QA automation system, that kind of thing we are doing now. I'm taking charge of this side, not this side. Yeah. As I said, I'm in charge of a game service AI. Yeah, AI related to game operation, all kind of activity not outside of a game. For example, marketing and operation, and also a big data analysis. Yes, so I make some simple strategy, just ABC. I want to I want to provide actionable insight to everybody inside of Netmarble. You know, I don't know. Many game studio try to prediction, right? Churn prediction and LTV prediction, many things. But the kind of thing is actually meaningful. Is my question. For many years, we tried to copy the Western company. You know, Western company looks like a more, higher than our ability. So we try to catch up everything. So we try to predict churn, we try to predict LTV, and our conclusion is, yes, we can do that, but so what? So what we can do to make more money or make a better service is another question. So these days, our team focusing on making actionable insight, deliver actionable insight to everybody inside of Netmarble. For example, we give us a simple loss prediction report to a marketer. You can decide everything based on data, and then the marketer can decide, more money I will spend, or stop spending, or changing a marketing channel, and every day they are making try to optimize everything based on the data. That kind of thing, I really want to do that. And business impact. AI and machine learning is a very, very trendy tech, and it can solve many problems. But for me, technical solving technical problem is not attractive. We really want to solve a simple problem, but that has a huge business impact. For example, we developed ad fraud detecting system that save a huge money for performance marketing, and that kind of thing. I really want to do that. At the same time, Netmarble is a mobile game company. That means we don't have very good developers, strong development power of AI or machine learning. To solve that problem, we really try to collaboration with other big companies. For example, we have a very good relationship with Google Cloud PSO team. PSO team provide many insight to us to develop a new problem, develop new system, and solve our headache problems. They are very smart, and we are catching up their ability. But one more thing is, we try to solve right problem. Right problem is something we really want to solve, and that is human can solve, but sometimes need a lot of people, and it takes a lot of time. That kind of problem is perfect for using a machine learning, we believe, and we already tried several cases and make us a good result. So, cases. For marketing, we do the LTV prediction, ROAS prediction, and the ad fraud detection system. And as I said, we developed LTV prediction, but nobody using that because it's a little bit hard to use for mass marketing. And in Korea, LTV prediction is not so important, and that is also same in Southeast Asia and maybe Japan. So we developed ROAS prediction, when we can recoup our marketing budget monthly basis. We predict your marketing budget will be recouped in 2 months or 3 months later, 4 months later, and then we developed that system, and the precision is very, very high. Currently, it's how can I say? Maybe a plus minus 15 days. It's really, really accurate. And our boss always decide to spend more money based on a loss prediction. And also, we developed ad fraud detection system. That is a headache for many marketers. And it's really, really, there are so many solutions. For example, AppsFlyer also provide that kind of thing, and many tracking company provide some solution to detect ad fraud. Problem is, we don't want to rely on outside of a company, and we believe we have plenty data to detecting ad fraud by ourselves, and we tried and making a huge success. For game service operation, we developed the churn report like every other guys, but we use machine learning find out the difference between leaving or staying users by what kind of a difference they have. Somebody leaving after enjoying some PVP loss, and somebody stay longer if they played 5 or 6 times a day. That kind of insight we want to extract from data, and every morning our operation team members get the report. What kind of trend is going on, and what kind of key difference between churn users and staying users. And also, we developed some special churn prediction report. We focusing on give some give some clue for action. For example, yeah, here somebody and their churn probability may be over 90%. That means we can't do anything. He will go out and he will enjoy the other title. And somebody here in the churn prediction maybe a churn rate maybe 60% or 80%, but our second day retention is over 50%. So 60% is higher or not? It's really, really hard to understand for daily operation guys. So we just give us a simple guideline. Just focusing on these guys, and if you can control, you can hold this guy maybe the day after tomorrow, you can get a sort of a huge retention improvement. That kind of report we deliver every day. And also, we developed in-game anomaly detection, and then that is our collaboration project with the Google PSO team. This day, our title service period is longer and longer and longer. That means content is very, very complex. It is really hard to maintain, bug-free status. And there will be always bug. That means there is always bug abuser. How to find that kind of user as soon as possible? That is one of the the most important problem to service longer and longer and longer. So we developed that systems. So I want to deep dive 3 cases. One is Lisemara report. Do you know Lisemara? No one knows, right? Yeah. You are from Japan? Yes. Lisemara is a very, very interesting way to enjoy game content. Lisemara is reset combined marathon. In Japan and in Asia, usually free-to-play game are adopting a gacha business model. Gacha means, how can I say? Poki? Gacha? Yeah, do you familiar to gacha? Something like a lucky box, right? And in Japan, marketing prices are really, really high. That means we want to hold user at least 1 or 2 days. That means we have to give us a very good impression at the launching time. So we prepare some special gacha box only for new users. It contains something like a very special card or very special character or very special gift. To get that, user reset, that means delete app and reinstall app continuously for maybe 2 or 3 days without stopping. Usually, maybe 200 times or 300 times, user can get some of the actual what they want. But sometimes it's over 1,000 or 2,000 times. It looks like a very stupid, but anyway, they try that, and that is also one of the main methods to enjoy the game in Japan and in Southeast Asia. Problem is, can't trust every KPI. Retention is very low. That is because of Lisemara. Nobody knows that. And first sign of gift is good enough. Nobody knows that. But something like Lisemara is too high. That means we give a too good gift to a sign user. But if Lisemara is a too small number, that means, it's not good enough. And how many account transactions happen? That is also a very important thing. Something like this title is very good, and this title gives us a very special sign-up gift, and then they do a Lisemara. And some in China, at this kind of situation, they make a Lisemara palm to get us a special account, and then generating so many accounts and sell that to Japan actual player. And that kind of thing can break the balance of the game. So it's very, very dangerous thing. So we make a Lisemara reporting system using many Google Cloud platform service. We are not using a machine learning or some special thing, but anyway, we can analyze you can analyze every user log data in real time because of BigQuery and the powerful Google Cloud platform. So finally, we can, we can generate a trustful KPI without Lisemara. That is very important. We developed that thing maybe last week. That is, I pushed my developers to prepare King of Fighter All-Star launching. And ad fraud system. To explain how ad fraud is a headache for me, I just searched Google and I find some very simple article about that. Mobile ad spending is growing another 20% this year. And 20%, no. Every title has a fraud. I mean, the illegal download or something like a clicking palm or something like, just to get money without installing and or stealing install from others. That kind of thing has happened again and again and again. It's make another problem. Both means they will not enjoy our title, and we spend money, and the retention will be going down. Problem is, without ad fraud, actual retention will be a little bit more higher. That means we have to spend our money to a more bigger success. But because of ad fraud, we can't decide something like we can't make a right decision. So we developed ad fraud detection system, and I will explain how we detect that. First, we create cohort. Then we create cohort-specific variable and calculate normal range of by every variable. We are maintaining some whitelist of ad channels, something like, for example, Facebook. Facebook is really hard to make something like ad fraud. So that kind of data we are collecting now and comparing, untrustful traffic. For this kind of cohort is a little bit strange, right? Everybody looks like this one, but here several of this one. We give some of report to marketer, and the marketer check, deep dive it, and find out this is something like a bot or not. Yeah, this is a diagram. Funny thing is, these days also a very simple trick to get money from us, something like a click palm. That kind of thing still exists. So we developed one more route, just comparing to standard and others, and also checking out the simple rule. For example, just log in same time, and just log out same time, just try to content at the same time. The kind of a simple clickbot we can find with simple rules. And the last is in-game anomaly detection. Yes. It's old. This is a human, lying down in the head. It's funny, but it's an expression of something like angry, because of some bug or some abuser or some operation fault. In Korea, users angry about that and making something like this kind of article, 눕자, means lie down. And that kind of thing is very, very dangerous for us because it makes some bad expression of bad branding for our title. And then to prevent this kind of thing, we have to find out bug abuser as soon as possible. So we developed a rule-based engine. The problem is every month we provide a new content. That means every month we have to prepare new rule to detect bug abuser. That is almost impossible because it's too complex and then nobody cares about this system. They just want to focusing on developing new content. They don't want to make a new design rule. So rule-based engine cannot solve our problems. So we are adopting a LSTM autoencoder network to solve this problem. And because it was most effective algorithm for analyzing the user behavior by sequence and then filtering the outliner. This complex architecture is we developed. We use every kind of GCP service, and we control that using Jenkins. And yeah. And we do sort of a segment approach that is a result of EDA. How do we manage that? We report the abnormally detected result to operation part every hour, and people at the operator check the game inside the situation, and then if there is something like a bug, reporting to developers, and the developer fix that, and we just ban the bug abuser every hours. That is a current result. So, summary. Yeah. I don't want to try this one again. Yeah. Netmarble has been utilizing machine learning one by one for the area that needs a lot of people to work on and that require a lot of time. And some problem has a big business impact. There are many things to do in the future, but yeah, I believe with a tight collaboration with the Google Cloud and PSO team, we can solve many problems as soon as possible. We will try that continuously. I believe, yeah, next year maybe we can provide more insightful case to everybody. And then time, I think I will hire something like English-speaking, English native person to do some speech for me instead of me. Thank you very much. And we don't prepare any Q&A, but anyway, these three guys are wearing same T-shirts. That means they are actual developer. I'm just pushing them to make this kind of result. And they know what kind of code they made. That means you can ask any kind of question. For example, why you are using a LSTM that is really helpful or not. That kind of question you can ask for them, not for me. Thank you very much.